Once upon a time, there was a little princess born to a very beautiful mother and a very handsome father. They loved their princess daughter so much that when she was born, they gave her as a gift her very own planet, identical to the one that they were on. It was a very beautiful planet. And when she was born, she appreciated this gift that they gave to her, knowing all along inside that that is where she had come from in the first place. It was a circle, you see. But she indulged them and crowed with delight when presented with this beautiful planet. The very first time she leapt onto that planet was the greatest joy that had ever existed. She was able to fly all around this planet and explore everything about it. The first time she went to this planet to see how big it was compared to everything else, and explored it to her heart's content. Then came time to come to the planet where she lived with her mother and father. At first, she was frightened. But she saw her mother and father waiting for her with open arms, wide open, and with a great leap of faith, she jumped. She landed in her father's arms and wasn't afraid anymore. After that, the trip back and forth just became very easy. And she did it all the time. Not only that, she discovered that her parents had their very own planets of their very own that also revolved around the central planet. And she began to secretly explore those planets on her own so that she could expand her universe. One of the greatest things that they showed her one day, they looked at the sky and looked at the beautiful sun. The mother told her all about the sun. And that was easy to learn, because the sun itself shone from the great heart of her very own mother. And her father showed her the beauty of the moon. What a night it was. That, too, was an easy lesson, because that reflection from the sun of her mother was all very sensible to her, the sun from the moon. Another great day was when they were walking through a field of flowers, and she paused in front of a flower to ask what that was. And her father said, "That is a flower." And then upon the flower lighted this beautiful little creature that was so unselfconscious and busy. Her father said, "That is a bee." It was a beautiful day. Her heart expanded with such joy on that day. She wanted all creatures, all beings everywhere to feel exactly as she did, just so full of love and wonder. One day she wondered if it might not be possible to learn even more and more about the moon and the sun. And behold, lo and behold, there came this great slingshot that was most magnificent. This slingshot was on a beautiful place, a lily pad that floated in the middle of a great sea. From there she launched rockets that went to the stars and all the planets, and they came back with great wonder and great mystery that was solved. One day there was another slingshot that was going to be shot to the moon to learn how the moon breathed. And on that day, something incredible happened. Not only did she see the great slingshot launch a great explorer to look at the moon, but she saw a frog right in the middle of the air, and it took her breath away. She knew that the rockets were very powerful, and she wondered about this frog. She was crushed and elated at the same time about the fate of this frog, and her heart was heavy and light at the same time. She could hardly bear it. She cried and cried. But what she learned from that is that she was like the frog, and the frog was like her, and She was like everybody, and everybody was her. Everything became a now. And her heart and her spirit was filled with such gratitude that it was beyond anything that ever existed. And she realized that that was the same feeling she had when she had first left onto her very own planet. And also the very same feeling when she saw the beautiful bee. She realized that she had responsibility far greater than she knew to care for not only the frog, but all things, all life, and learn from that lesson. It was a dimensional door, and a dimension not only from her planet and the planet that her parents lived on with her, but to our world. And lo and behold, on Earth, here is the frog, a real frog.
Okay. I saw that.
And so, to honor all life, this is the cosmic proof that everything is connected. We must honor this frog and know the truth about everything and put ourselves into that funny yet drastic situation. You can imagine what that frog might have been feeling, or can you? Perhaps you might want to think about it. Is there anybody who would like to caption this image?
To infinity and beyond.
Very good. To infinity and beyond.
Is that really a frog? Did that really happen?
It is.
It's a true picture, a true story. All kinds of things. I say love is the answer. And suspend disbelief. Suspend disbelief. Love is the answer. I love you. Or I love you.
And happiness wins.
Happiness wins. And don't forget it. In my conversations with frogs,